from the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. That was a really nice catch and an even better run after the grab.
Yeah, and get that ball to your playmaker. What's good about having him in the slot is he can go either direction. You can get him matched up on somebody that's not as fast. And you watch, he can run away from those linebackers or safeties.
Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Bully ball on third and short. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
First one of the day is on its way. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week, only called on once. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. The offense lining up for a first down play. Use the play fake, now to throw. Makes the catch down the right side. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
They're going back to the ground. Breaks the tackle. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. These guys have really performed at a high level in SEC play, and the task is to try to keep this groove going.
Yeah, when you start the season like this, man, this is exactly what you drew up. Win your conference, be great in your conference, get to the conference championship. I'm not putting the cart before the horse, Palmer, but great start.
No doubt. To win the SEC is a long road. You know about that. I know about that personally.
Oh, it's out! That is a serendipitous turn of events with the fumble going out of bounds. They'll maintain possession.
When you start to get that offense going and start having success, you've got to make sure when you get closer to the scoring range, I take care of that football. If you don't, coach is going to go you on the sideline, you in the game.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Georgia heads to the line with a 1st and goal. Snap in the shotgun. Feeling some nowhere to go, and the ball is loose. How about that alert play from the defense to corral that fumble? Running wide open down the gut of the field. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Jacksonville State. The defense with the scoop and score. What a play by the defense there. Loose football, country fumble, pick it up with room, scoop and score.
No doubt, country versus city. When it's a country fumble, nobody around, I got to pick that puppy up and do some damage with it. Nice job seeing the situation, scooping it up, making a play.
And the PAT makes it 7-0. That is a defensive player's dream. Ball sitting there, chance to scoop it up, one with it, and they don't stop you until the band starts playing. They're out there to kick it off. The return team must rivet that ball to their rib cage. Can't afford another turnover. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. The give to the back. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense.
Well, that's a fortuitous bounce because we know this guy already fumbled earlier in the game, David. He's got to do a better job with 5 points of pressure on that ball.
Or he's going to be sitting on the sidelines. Coaches are not going to continue to trust you if you're going to continue to put the ball on the ground.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. They're setting up the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Dogs pick up the 1st down through the air, and the Georgia faithful starting to howl and bark.
And we've seen that in the past with Georgia. Maybe you get a little bit conservative, a little bit too much reliant on great defense, run the football. The reason that they broke through, the reason they started winning championships in the recent era, they became more aggressive, more dynamic throwing the football down the field.
Turns it on in midfield. Oh, look out. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
They'll go to the ground. Tackle is made right at the 20-yard line after a pickup of 4. After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Jacksonville State 7, Georgia 0.
Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Already in field goal range, but now trying to convert this third and long from the 20. A run for the quarterback. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Georgia going up tempo. On fourth down, trying to find his man. They're working that left side. Turns out to be an easy conversion for this offense as they move the chains on fourth down. After that disaster on the opening drive, a chance to settle things down and get a touchdown here. They want to run this quarterback. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Georgia! Speed behind center cannot be stopped, and the defense really can't even contain it.
No, and especially when the offensive coordinator knows how to use it. You got a quarterback that can run like this, use him early and often.
The AT unit on the field. And it's perfect. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Hawaii is ahead in this one, but unlike the playing days of Colt Brennan and Timmy Chang, this has not been a blowout today in Aloha Stadium. They're up by a field goal over Air Force. We promise to keep you posted on what goes down in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on home. They go to the ground. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Off the play fake. Pressure coming. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And he was virtually unblockable on that play. You know, it reminds me of seeing the highlights of my partner here, David Pollock, a guy that doesn't like to talk about his own greatness, so I'll do it for him. David raised the bar in the standard for D-line play at the University of Georgia. It was his athleticism. It was his tenacity. He wasn't just getting sacks and tackles for losses. He was picking off passes and taking them to the house. He was like the honey badger before the honey badger, but playing D-line. All-time.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He only needs a sliver of daylight. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. This could be a real turning point in the game. They scored a touchdown. They got to stop. And now a chance to break the tie.
Yeah, this offense has got it cooking, man. And how about the defense? Great job getting that stop, getting the football right back to the hot hand. Now this offense, Palmer, has a chance to take the lead.
You can see the offense, too. They understand the situation right now. They were jonesing on the sidelines to get another opportunity to run back on the field. They are ready to drive this ball and go score.
He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
When I go into every game, I want to get my running back going. I want to get the ground game going, and he has. This afternoon, over 100 yards now, showed you a little bit of everything in the run game, and that's why this offense has been humped.
Power football with the run. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
I'm not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Now they're going to throw it. He finds his man. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, the offense is trying to get a big-time playmaker the ball out in space quickly with the wide receiver screen, but the defense is having none of it.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Looking to the big tight end. Touchdown, Bulldogs! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football and be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary and make that big play.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They'll start this drive with a pass. He's got his man. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. How about this? They go empty on 2nd and 2. He's looking to throw. Wide open downfield. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Going up top. Fires into traffic, picked off. He'll try to take it back. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
QB's got to pick and choose their spots when they want to be really aggressive and try to fit balls in tight windows. Great job by the DB making a big play, getting the ball back to its offense.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They took their time out of the gate, but now starting to try to take control of this game on offense here in the second quarter, Jesse.
Yeah, and they're playing good complementary football up to this point. But this is a huge opportunity, David, for them to really create some momentum.
Well, and the defense did such a good job keeping them in the game early. Now holding down their end. Now get the offense rolling, put up some points on the scoreboard, and then you could really get dangerous in this ball game.
Got his man! And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Now they've got it at the 44 on 1st and 10. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. And it's pretty obvious there was a big hole in that screen, and the defense ran right through it.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
This offense has a 2nd down play. Quarterback will keep it. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. Georgia comes quickly to the line. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Offense facing 4th down.
And they're running out the kicker to give it a try. He says he can kick one from 75, but here he's going to need just 58 of them. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock.
Timeout, Georgia.
They've already converted a 4th down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's got it, and they convert. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the 1st down. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. Georgia ready to dial it up on another 1st down. He wants to throw. Release to the back. Zings it complete to the right. And right in the middle of tight coverage, and he still makes the grab at the 15. From the red zone, looking for a space. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. He caught it. And he wanted to score badly, but the defense wrestles him down at the 2. Just enough time to get off one more snap. They want to throw it. Fires into the end zone. The pass falls incomplete, and that's how we'll finish this half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. The Gamecocks will kick it away to crank up the 2nd half. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. If it's working, why change it? And that running game was working in the 1st half. I imagine we'll see a lot more of it. Lost one deep down the right side. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. Bringing it back. He's inside the 40. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. Line gets set, 1st down. The give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Jacksonville State.
Second down coming up. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. At the 20, he's got space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville State.
This is a guy that put a lot of pressure on himself coming in this season. He felt like he was ready to have a breakout year. He knew he had all the tools in the toolbox to be able to get it done, and he's showing it. That's his 10th rushing touchdown on the season.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And they did make the extra point, and we have a tie ball game here in the third. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Ohio is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. These Bobcats have picked themselves up before, and they're capable of it again today. They're trailing by just 4 to Buffalo. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way...
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Play-action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it, got in the backfield, got the big play.
We'll see if they can dig one up that goes forward this time on second down from the 18. Tried to move that pile forward. He maybe gets 2. He's down at the 21.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mitt. They put one mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
A loss of 11 on the play. Coming up, 4th down.
Georgia lining up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Makes a move. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
They make the stop. Not a whole lot of ground picked up there, and they'll have work to do to get the first down. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that third down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You've got to be able to make that play.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play.
Take over. First and 10.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Offense getting set for first down. Running back searching for a hole. Burrows his way for a couple. He's out to the 8. Now on second down. Trying to seal the edge on the right. After that one, not quite so backed up as they're up to the 18-yard line.
Hey, how about it? How about the old toss play, right? QB catches the ball, tosses it to the running back. Listen, it's got to be thrown out in front of him so he can continue to run, and then that offensive line has to do a really good job of getting the edge so he can get north and south. Used to see that play a ton back in the day. You just don't see much of it anymore.
Third and short, they've got them backed up inside the 20, and the D can get the ball back here. From the gun, wants to pass. He's got his man. And he gets the first down, but man, did he get the hit stick laid on his noggin. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
I tell you what, with this kind of success on the ground, I think you two knuckleheads could call plays. I mean, that's how easy it is for this offense right now. They got the ground game working. It's really easy. Now you can open up for other things, but you guys could even try your hand because they're dominating right now.
They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Coaches preach all week about physicality, physicality. That is how you do it. That is how you put it on tape. That's how you show everybody in the locker room, everybody on the field. This is how our defense is going to be. Do not run the football because we will knock you senseless.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12.
Get set, get set.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. Dances away. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there.
You normally don't see this guy miss throws like that. That was a pretty short throw. He can normally make those in his sleep, but with the incompletion, we're now setting up third down.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's third and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Unloads to the right. He makes a catch. Powers through. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. On the move at the 30. Hit the gas, kid. Wide open ahead. Touchdown, Dogs! And they grab the advantage, taking the lead here in the fourth.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear, with his speed, he was gone.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Guys, we'll see what Jacksonville State can get going on home. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was knocked loose, and third down is coming. I think at this point you might as well try to throw the ball down the field because this dog defense is not giving an inch.
They don't give an inch. They hunt the whole entire game, and they're all highly recruited kids. They're all talented. They're all going to get drafted, but they play for each other. They play with fight. They play with aggression, and that's why you always see them near the top of the defenses in all of college football.
Shotgun snap, wants to throw it on third. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
After that incompletion, 4th and short now on their own side of the field, I think there's a lot of coaches in normal circumstances that would stay conservative and just punt the ball away. But you're trailing here in the 4th quarter. I think the offense needs to stay out on the field, and you got to go for it.
Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Pass on the way, it's picked off. Got some room to run. And they capitalized not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
And that is a backbreaker. It's 4th down, though. Listen, you got to throw the football. You got to try to make a play. But the defense came up big in a big moment.
So So this offense with an opportunity to put this game in a hammerlock if they can score and bleed the clock. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia! They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Jacksonville State has it back, and the Gamecocks will go to work. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
First down on the offense.
Give to the back. He's up to 81 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season.
Second down.
From the gun, running back on the move. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down. And the Gamecocks want to move quickly.
27-yard line. And that's good enough for a first down.
Wants to throw on first down. He looks that one in nicely. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
When you play zone coverage and you got a wide receiver that's a beast, it becomes very, very difficult. Got to make sure I play physical and maybe even shade the side of the wide receiver having a lot of success.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll try the run. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete on the right side. Tackled after picking up the first down. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to pass inside the red zone. Caught. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to throw on 2nd down. Using the quick game. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be 1st and goal. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Quarterback keeps it. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a 1-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stop? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Ohio is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Peden Stadium, but the Bobcats have struggled to really pull away. They're up by 10 over Buffalo. Any big development developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen?
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive, Reese. Productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage. You're probably getting blitzed. It's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. This feels like 4-down territory, 3rd and short from the 40. Smart move to keep it on the ground. He gets the job done on 3rd down. They move the chains, hits at the 37.
And I just love when guys know exactly where the sticks are. You could tell ran with purpose, finished through the sticks, and got just enough for the first down.
And a nice job up front, too, right? Good communication. Everybody knew where they had to go, hat on a hat, work the double teams, and get some push.
1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
And that's exactly what I want from my offense. Like, listen, they're out of timeouts. I want this clock to tick. Now, we have seen some college coaches across college football continue to run the football and also give up the football and give a gift to the other team. This one's over if I just take a knee.
Leaves it with the running back. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.